Right. So I was just sitting here early this morning. So first of all, I was meditating. And sometimes when I meditate, my mind goes here, there, and everywhere, and I have trouble wrangling it back in. Or either I do wrangle it back in, but I got to do it over and over and over again. But sometimes when that happens, it's one of those, I get some of my most inspired thoughts, right? That's when I think about, oh yeah, that would be a good topic to blog about or blog, either one. But sometimes it just doesn't come to me until I sit there and slow my thoughts down and listen to my breathing and kind of go through that motion, right? So I was sitting here thinking, have you ever had something in your life that you stayed on the fence about way too long? Like, it can be almost anything. I remember being in one of the longest relationships in my life, and the one I eventually married into and then got divorced with. I probably should have known that before, but nonetheless, it was like almost 8 years. It was like a 7.5-year relationship. And I just thought about, like, I stayed on the fence about that thing for so long. I stayed on the fence since the first couple of weeks of knowing him. And the whole time I was on the fence. I was never fully committed because I didn't see what I wanted to see, but yet I was not going in the other direction fast enough, right? So nonetheless, I was thinking about something the other day, like women in beauty, right? I don't know about many of you out there, but me, myself, as a woman, especially at 37 years old, you know, for a little while longer. I'll be 38 soon. But 37 years old, you start to notice things change, right? Like when I do like when I do yogurt, like when I do yoga, I struggle a whole lot more with some poses that I didn't struggle with, like, 5-6 years ago. Like, I told my daughters this was the first time, this year has been the first time that I actually noticed a change in my body as opposed to being a 20-something-year-old. And I didn't really notice anything all throughout my 30s, early 30s, mid 30s, and now that I'm 38, I noticed a little bit of a change. It's like, okay, why won't my legs do that anymore? Why is, crisscrossing them? Today it's a good day. Why am I working so hard? But it wound up being, it's just one of those things where you start to see things change, right? You get called ma'am a lot more, all that good stuff. And especially with me cutting my hair short. I mean, a lot of young girls, I guess, they wear longer hair. But I'm over hair. I don't like it on my forehead. Don't like it on my ears. Don't like it on my neck. And so this is a decision that I made. I was like, you know what? I'm sick of considering my beauty. I'm over it. I was just like, how many years are women supposed to sit in the mirror and decide they're beautiful one day, then the next day no, then let me change this, or maybe if I had on makeup, all these earrings would make me look better, oh, this outfit, all these things, blah blah blah. And I'm like, none of that negates my beauty. I'm not gonna sit there and consider it every single day or every other week again. I'm done. I was like, it's a done deal. I'm beautiful and I'm moving on. I don't care if I just woke up and there's bags underneath my eyes. I don't care if I don't have on a stitch of makeup. I don't care if my hair is not perfectly curly and coiffed and tapered on each side and all this kind of stuff. Or I have on the right earrings, or I have on the right jewelry, or whatever. I was like, I'm beautiful and I'm over it, right? So what things have you been on the fence about when you need to probably make a decision? And so every time a thought pops in my head that's centered around, whether I look right or not, I'm like, you can think about whatever you want. And then I move on to something else. I don't follow that rabbit hole anymore of trying to fix this or do. I mean, because really, what are you trying to do it for? If you go out into the world and you grab a mate or somebody and you're all dressed up and beautiful and got all this happening and stuff, makeup or whatever you do to make yourself, presentable for yourself, they're gonna see what you look like very, very soon without all that stuff. And so my thought process is kind of like, why does that have to be the determiner? Why do other people get to determine something about me? And so that's one of the biggest things that I've been thinking about lately, and something that really, really caught my attention What are you on the fence about? What do you have happening that you like, you know good and well it needs to be a decision made on it? And I also have the same thing happening with, like, you know, what I'll entertain. Because this is the thing. I realized the other day I was sitting on my favorite bench over at the lake, and I was, you know, doing my whole in nature, listening to somebody, maybe Abraham Hicks, maybe Alan Watts, somebody who makes me think about my level of creativity and the role that humans actually play in this process, right? And so I was sitting there thinking, and I was like, how long are you supposed to sit on the fence about things that are supposed to be a done deal? And I was thinking about what other people, right? And one of the people I was listening to, I can't even remember who it is now, they were like, you have the power to change your thoughts at any time. And I'm like, you know that? But it's like, how often do we actually practice that? So I'm sitting there thinking, like, when I start going down the rabbit hole of thinking about what somebody did to me, or something that I don't like, or something that I'm not necessarily as grateful for as I'd like to be, some kind of behavior or treatment, it's like sometimes I play it all the way out in my head. I even play out what I should have said and how I should have said it and all these good things, when really what I should have done was just change my thoughts. And I was thinking about that. So like this past week and a half or so, I've been really good at just like, you don't have to think about that. And I had this little quote from Twitter. I forget who the author was. But anyway, it's some girl, she's a pop singer or whatever. And she's like, she tells herself the minute she starts having negative thoughts, she'll be like, you don't have time for that, move on. And immediately that's what pops in my head. Like when I think about things that I've been running around in my head forever and on the fence about and bothered by and all this, I'm like, you don't have time for that. And move on. It's like I made a decision that I'm not going to be sitting there making a decision about how I feel about things that are useless every single day. Like things that don't matter every single day, making a decision. Oh, today it's okay. Today it's not. Tomorrow it's okay. It's like, who has time for that? I need to clear my brain for the creativity and the great ideas that I need to come to me so I can write, so I can do what I do. But I can't do that if I'm always thinking about what works one day that's insignificant and the next day it doesn't work and all this good stuff. And I even made the same decision about people. There are some people in relationships that I have that it seems very shallow, and it also seems very distant. And so, but we're in close proximity and we deal with each other on a regular basis, right? And so for a long time, I used to battle with, I just want to get rid, either you are all in, or I want to get rid of you completely, right? That was my attitude. That's still, I have to work with that sometimes, because sometimes I really think like, you know, either we're your significant purpose, or either you're out of here. But there are some relationships I don't have that luxury of, because I'm connected to people in other ways outside of myself, especially when you have children, right? So I was just thinking like, I don't like these shallow, flaky relationships. And so I was thinking about, you know, making a decision about these things. And I was like, you've never really made a decision about what these people would mean in your life. So you know you can't, it's not feasible to get rid of them completely, right? Not at this point anyway. So they're gonna be around for a bunch more years on a regular basis. So what you say, I make a decision that I don't need to go any deeper. I make a decision that I don't need to require anything from you. I make a decision that I don't need to have conversations if I don't feel like it. And it just hit me that I was in control of that the whole time. I'm like, you don't have to. There's nothing that's going to change there. You've been knowing the people that you know for a very long time at this point in your life. The relationships and the way that you get along, it's not going to change. And I walk away from conversations thinking, this person doesn't get me. I don't get them. Why do we even have a conversation? We don't have to. But as long as I know that if it's going to be surface, then it can be surface. Because I'm going to see you. I'm going to deal with you. We're going to be bothered with each other. That's just the way it's going to be. But if it's going to be shallow, then it'll just be shallow. And I won't have any expectations in the interactions. It'll be like going to the post office or going to the grocery store. And I made a decision that that was okay, because as authentic in my mind as I'd like to feel that I am, it's very hard for me to carry on with people that I don't feel like serves a significant spiritual purpose in my existence. And I don't care who they are. That's just who I am. And I can't suffer myself for what other people need. That's just, I do it for my children, and then that is it. And for them, I don't even call it suffering because those are my children, so I give them what they need, right? At least I think I am. So anyway, what have you been on the fence about? I'll let you think about that for a second. Yeah, I definitely decided a few weeks ago, you're beautiful, move on. You're beautiful, move on. Nobody has to compliment you for you to know you're beautiful. Nobody has to tell you that your hair looks cute for you to know you're beautiful. I mean, they don't have to like it. You wear it on your head, right? A lot of people won't. They like to see you in a position that they've always seen you in. They like to see you look the way they'd like, you to look and all that, especially parents, mothers and all that. I hear a lot of women complain about their mothers critiquing the way they look and all. And I'm like, well, I've never been a person like that. I tell my daughters they're beautiful no matter what all the time. It's not my business what they do or don't have going on that day. I don't care if their hair is all over their head. I think that's the worst thing you can do to daughters, is make them think their beauty is contingent upon what their outer appearance is doing on any particular day. So guess what? They're always beautiful, and so am I. We're done with that. I'm done with it. And so what have you been on the fence about? What do you need to make a decision about and decide,